Gregor, just explain how you first got involved with ECEC and why you chose to take the career as an electrician.
Well, I decided to basically get out of my last job just from long hours, and I just was looking for a change. Basically, wasn't really as happy as what I used to be doing the old job. Basically, I'd been looking at all different kinds of trades. Becoming an electrician would have been something that would have interested me if I had not gone down the career route I went at the start. So I started looking into it, basically made a bit of an arse of it and paid a few grand to go down and do a 6-week course in Wales. And then met you, and obviously told me it wasn't worth a bolt. So basically,
me wasn't worth a bolt.
Yeah, obviously met you and David at the time, and you were willing to put me through the adult traineeship, and so just took the opportunity with both hands and just decided to go for it.
Funny thing, I just mentioned it on Facebook the other day there, when Gregor first came to work with ECEC, me and David were sitting in Costa at Carmen Total, and we were Googling interview questions. Two of us didn't have a clue what we were doing, trying to act professional. But nah, it was, I'll be honest, it was one of the moments when me and David first met Gregor after he left. We had interviewed a couple of boys that day, and the two of us seen something in Gregor, and we're glad we took the chance. Just to explain what the process was for you, first, obviously getting involved with meeting me and David in the process to actually starting your adult apprenticeship.
You had to do a year's worth of on-site experience before starting the course. So I'd came out and started with you guys, and had been just helping out in any ways I could at the start. Obviously, I really didn't have any experience in it at the start. Both Wayne and David, any time I worked with them, were good at explaining exactly what it was I was doing, the reasons why I was doing it. And I felt like I had by the time I'd started college, I felt like I'd gained quite a bit of knowledge and experience in it. So I started the college in the September time after you pretty much dealt with all that sort of stuff, like the registering me for college. And then it was just basically a case of one day every 2 weeks for 2 years, your first and second year, going in every second Friday, as well as obviously working full time, and then going into college and still having to keep on top of doing college work and your logbook and stuff like that outside of work and college. So, and then your third year was just basically all on site, as well as doing a logbook, but it's just aimed at just getting you complete on-site experience for your third year.
Obviously, just for other people, so what was it like being a wee bit older, a wee bit more mature, and being like an adult apprentice compared to being a brand new, fresh out the school apprentice kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, obviously with the younger apprenticeship, I think they get a lot more time in college itself to kind of learn the more practical skills of it. In the adult traineeship, you're just literally doing the kind of theory and project work behind why you're doing the work on site. Because you're a bit older, I think you're supposed to kind of get shown it a bit more on site and kind of take a bit more of your own initiative to how it's done and how that sort of the practical work is carried out. With all being in an older class, everyone kind of helped each other out, and you're all wanting to help each other progress, and just getting support through the company. Like they were, it's not like they were holding anything back from me. They were anything that was work that was to be carried out, they were explaining it and the reasons behind it, like I said, and showing me every step.
Thrown in at the deep end.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
It's the best way, I suppose. Yeah, you just kind of get thrown in, shown how to do it, and need to think on your feet quite a bit as an electrician as well.
What would you say has probably been like your most enjoyable type of work that you've worked on, or most memorable part? Any projects, anything like that?
I think one of my favourite jobs was doing a job at Vocal Hotel in Edinburgh. Me and David done all the outside lights for that, just because it's something that's on show, so you're wanting it to look the part, look nice for people driving past, and it's obviously
drive past with the missus and go on that.
Yeah, I do that for every site I've done work there. I really enjoyed being down in the new built housing down in Dunbar, because I learnt a lot there, because it was a blank canvas basically, and the guys in there were good. They were showing me exactly what to do, so you were managing to see a job from complete scratch to seeing it completely finished, and then having that to do for obviously the 80 houses or whatever that was down there. So been on a lot of different jobs that I've enjoyed doing, and there's not many parts that I haven't obviously some jobs are stressful and some can be a bit more harder work than others. But
what's your worst? What's your worst job that you can remember almost having a wee Gregor breakdown?
Just a big hotel job in Glasgow. That would we've had
a few grey hairs.
Breakdowns.
What kind of advice would you give to someone that was in your boots, starting, changing career to do an adult apprenticeship in the electrical industry?
As long as you come in with a open mind, hard working like attitude to it, and like you've got to remember you're coming in with like your back to the kind of bottom of the food chain. You're learning the whole thing from scratch. But as long as you come in with like an open mind, you're willing to just do anything that you're asked to do. Show that you're keen to learn.
Leave your ego at the door.
Yeah, exactly.
You're an apprentice.
Well, exactly. It doesn't matter what age you are. If they're asking you to clean up the site, like while they finish off something, like that's just what you've got to do, and you've just got to. You're not too big for any job at the end of the day. Like I'm still happy to. Even though I'm now recently qualified, like I'm still happy to just pick up a brush and clean up the whole thing. It's like you're never above any job that's handed to you. But yeah, I've got to say, like it's probably the best decision that I've made for myself, to be honest, to change, because there's so many different aspects to it. Like there's so many different things you can do with gaining an electrical apprenticeship that it's a win-win for yourself, really. As long as you come in and you feel like you're interested in it and you enjoy what you're doing, then the rest kind of is easy. Like really come in with a positive attitude and willingness to just muck in and get work done, then can't really go wrong in my eyes, to be honest.
Now that you've went through that process and now obviously you're a qualified tradesman, like how do you feel your views and your attitude towards apprentices coming through the door will be? Will you be willing to do what it takes to basically help them learn and become tradesmen like yourself?
Yeah. I was a bit worried once I changed career. Obviously, I've had some horrible bosses in the past, like hard people to work for and stuff like that. But since working for ECEC, I've never, like you and David or most of the tradesmen that I've had in this company, like they've all been just willing to show you exactly like the proper way to do things, and everyone that's worked in the company has really always shown me exactly what to do and took the patience and treated me just with respect. So yeah, I mean, we
feel like it's your duty now to pass that on.
Yeah, exactly, to kind of pass that on. And you don't learn with someone just like if you mess up, you don't. Well, personally, I don't learn with someone just screaming at you saying, "Oh, you've completely fucked this up, or you've done this, or you've done that." Show them exactly how it's done and the correct way to do things, and treat them with the respect. Like
obviously, a big thing at ECEC is taking on apprentices, and we've obviously had 2 adult apprentices now. So, like, what is kind of like your key points, like even to other electrical contracting businesses, like that we've gave you that's benefited you to get to where you are so quick in the apprenticeship that you've had?
Yeah, I would say, like we've said before, just a bit of chucking you in at the deep end sometimes. Like obviously getting shown how to do something, get shown how to read drawings properly, get shown showing someone how it's done, but then also just being like, right, now it's time for you to just, here's the drawing. We've talked through it before, so you now take it away and see, like you said, you can only make a mistake and it can be rectified. Letting people go with it as well, and then going back, checking their work, telling them what they've done wrong, what they can improve on next time.
So if someone was looking to go down the same path as you, looking for an adult apprenticeship, what kind of advice would you give to them to get themselves in a position to do that?
When I was looking, I literally took a list down of nearly every electrical business in Edinburgh, just ringing them up and, saying like, this is what I want to do. And someone will give you a start somewhere along the line. As long as you're persistent, someone will see that and they will hopefully give you the chance to take you on. But I would say go for it. Like, it's genuinely been one of the best decisions I've made in like career-wise and stuff. So
now that you are fully qualified, Gregor, obviously, where do you feel you want your career to go now? What's your next big goals, next steps that we can work towards and help you get there?
Obviously, my next sort of step ups would be taking on more responsibility from the company, taking on responsibility for the bigger jobs, hopefully going into supervising roles, potentially management roles as the company grows as well.
What size are you suit?
I'll need a company car, BM or something like that, and a new suit for every day of the week. That is obviously the main goal, is to kind of move up within the company and management positions, running bigger jobs, constantly improve, constantly learn new, especially in the electrical industry. There's constantly new courses, like for renewables is a massive thing now, and so.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. We'll get you there.
Said to you and David before when he worked there, was just like a massive thanks to you both. Like, I do really appreciate it. From the moment I met you, when I was at Costa, I remember I flew back to Ireland the next day. I was just sitting there waiting on the phone the whole time, and because like I said, I had literally sat for 2 weeks and rang every electrical contractor in Edinburgh looking for a start, and then when you gave me that call back, like, I was just delighted to have got the start and been given the opportunity. So, it's a risk for you guys to take on somebody that's never done anything in this sort of industry before. So for you to take me on and give me the chance, massively appreciate it. So thank you.
I appreciate it as well. I appreciate your hard work, mate. Been a brilliant asset to the business, great guy, and you'll never beat the Irish, mate.
Thank you.